Yeah, with the devil. Oh, yeah. Well, you're oh, look what I got today. These have just arrived. Well, about 10, 15 minutes ago. No, I can't really say I wasn't excited waiting for them to arrive when I'd been given an ETA. I was, I was like, oh, where are they? So they've just arrived. Now, so I've sold quite a lot of things. I've got rid of my Dali Oberon 5s. Sad to see them go. Great speaker. So I hope these can match them, if not a little bit better. Sold my 3020i's. I sold a subwoofer. What else did I sell to get the money to raise for these? A kidney. And also I got my kids to make some clothes for Nike and Gap. They did 80 hours work for them and they got £5 each. There you go. Anyway, so what I did before I bought these, I contacted Richer Sounds. It's a hi-fi shop here in the UK. There's one local to me in Cardiff, and I contacted them to see if they had any of these in stock so I could audition them. They did. I went down yesterday and auditioned them. They didn't have the exact Marantz amp I've got. This is the Marantz Cinema 70S, but they had a Marantz Cinema 40, which is the big boy lump of a thing. And that's quite a bit more power. I think it's double the power of my amp, if not a bit more. And put it on, and they sounded great. I thought, wow, I really like the sound of these. I really like them. Then he said, and I was saying, do you have a Leak Stereo 230 in stock? And they didn't have one in the shop. So I did, because that's my next amp I'm looking to get. It's a Leak Stereo 230 because it matches the aesthetics of these speakers. A kind of, sort of 80s, sort of early 80s look type of thing. But they didn't have one. But he said, oh, I tell you what I have got, if you'd like to listen to it. It's a Cambridge Audio Evo 150. And that's like a streaming all-in-one amp. So I said, stick it on, mate. Let's have a listen to this. And I have to say, I was really impressed with it. It sounded a lot better than the Marantz. Now, this could be, potentially, that the Marantz didn't have the right setup. I don't know whether that was the case. I thought the Marantz and these speakers sounded good. But with the Evo 150, whoo, flipping heck, I was like, you're on a laugh, ain't you? It sounded fantastic. But here's the thing. So I bought the speakers and went, where do I sign? Right? And then he said to me, I tell you what I can do for you. I can see if I can get a Leak 230 from another store, get it shipped here, and then give you an email when it's here, and you can come in for another audition comparing it to the Evo 150. So that'll be interesting, because I thought the Evo 150 sounded very good with these speakers, really good. So it'll be interesting to see how they sound together. Now, here's the thing, the Evo 150 is flipping £800 more than the Leak Stereo 230. Leak Stereo 230 with the wood veneer, which I want, is about 1,200 quid in the UK. And the Evo 150 is around £2,000. Now, I've only got one kidney left and I can't make my kids work anymore. So I don't know what to do with that one. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let's get these flipping things out of the box because I can't wait to... So here they are. Obviously I got them with the stands. Now if you watched a few videos back, I was talking about getting the Wharfedale over 2s, which were £2 for the speakers and £1,000, yes that's right, 1,000 British pounds for the flipping stands. I want to laugh. Now I got these and the stands for £1,195, so 1,200 quid. So I saved myself £1,800. So, and these, by all accounts, are a very good speaker. Okay, with the stands you get, it comes with spikes, but you also get these little bases on the bottom to put your spikes in if you don't want to use the spikes. You've got these here, they come with a packet each one. There's a lot of white gloves going on here. In there, I think, is some rubber feet to go on either on the stands or on the bottom of these to cut down the vibration. They're in there with some white gloves. And in this one, you got more white gloves. And in this one, you get more white gloves. Should we put some white gloves on? Let's get some white gloves on. There we go. Let's have a look. It reminds me, you know, my doctor's really nice. Whenever I go for a prostate exam, he always puts his hands, both hands on my shoulders to reassure me. I think that's very nice, don't you? Anyway, the glove. Right. So what have we got? Let's have a look. Well, also as well, I just want to point this out as well. Okay, so it comes with like a little manual, or you could call it the instructions. But it's a little bit posher than normal. Normally you just get a white bit of paper, but it's like a card. It's got this embossed stuff on it. Now I got the gloves on, I can't flip and open it. Ah, there you go. Got this little booklet here. Here we are. Look, ooh, it's got a nice surround on it. Nice border going around it. Tells you about, oh God, I couldn't read that. Tells you about something about the speaker, positioning, how to connect it to an amplifier. So you got a 3-year warranty. Some speakers have a 5-year or sometimes 6-year, but this has got a 3-year warranty. There we are. And some repairs, service centre address, and the specs on the back. So talking about specs, let's have a little look at them. Okay, it's a 3-way bass reflex, 200mm or 8-inch black woven Kevlar cone. Then we got the mid-range 5-inch 135mm. Then you got the 1-inch 25mm soft tone tweeter. Got a little guard over it as well there. Obviously being bass reflex speakers, they're twin ported at the back. Some nice binding posts, metal binding posts. Very nice, well-made binding posts, I think. Nice little sticker on the back. 85th anniversary. Ooh. Okay, so the peak SPL is 110 dB. They're rated nominal impedance at 6 ohms, but they do drop down to a minimum impedance of 3.5 ohms. So you need to make sure you've got an amp which can cope with around about 4 ohms. A lot of my Wharfedale RA01, it's got 4 to 8 ohms on it, so it should be fine with that one. Just make sure, just check the back of your amp. Frequency response is 40 Hz to 20 kHz with a bass extension at -6 dB at 35 Hz, and they weigh 18.4 kilos. Now I have to say the stands are really, really nice. I do like the stands. They looks like steel construction with wood there, probably MDF. Nice spikes on the bottom with things on the bottom there. Like I say, you can use that for storage. In some pictures, you see records being placed there. Perhaps I will put some of my records there, just easy access. I might put some records there. I don't know, maybe not. Oh, so with the grill, just to mention this, so it's almost like a spongy material here, and it's been mentioned on other reviews, okay? So Wharfedale recommend to have the grill on because of this baffle here with this rim around it. It's not a flat baffle like some other speakers. So you may get some reflections coming off this surround here. So to counteract that, what Wharfedale have done It's really hard to see in this. This is like it's an angle here, okay, and an angle there. The angle of the dangle. What? Okay, so that's angle there. So when that's on, you don't get that sound bouncing off these sides here. So that's pretty good. So they do recommend with them on. I will try them on and off to see what I think. Anyway, let's get them set up on my amp and see how they bloody sound. Oh, before I get them put on, I just wanted you to be aware how difficult it is to try and get these off for the first time. Like, I think Cheap Audio Man used a knife and he marked wood veneer. I think Darko, whatever, he had problems getting them off as well. Now I thought I'd be clever and use a teaspoon with a rounded edge so it wouldn't mark them. And I just noticed a teeny mark on that bloody top there. Oh, for flip's sake. Oh, Wharfedale. What they should do, really, they need to have a think about this with their other ranges, is to have a little, like a little flap there. I've seen them on other speakers where you can kind of pull it, or on the bottom, like a little cord or a little canvas flap. You can pull it off. And that'd be a good idea. So, you know, maybe they should do that. Because everybody wants to take it off and have a look what's underneath. So don't make it so hard to get off. God damn little man. And here they are, all set up nice. Ooh, and I think they look bloody gorgeous. Might not be to everybody's taste. You know, some people might not like the sort of vintage look to them, but I think they're flipping lovely. Now, I did suss out on the second one how to take the grill off without putting a dent or mark on it. Okay. If you know a better way, please let me know. So what I did, I got just a normal dinner knife. I put a cloth over it. I put it in the corner there like that. Just gently prised it out and off it popped. Now, what you find is once you've taken them off once or twice, they become easier to take off. So, but just be very careful sticking knives or anything in them because they mark quite easily. So just be aware of that. And but if you do think of a better way, let me know. Maybe one of them, have you seen them things you can do to leave a speaker covers off in a car, plastic things? I don't know if they'd be any better, possibly. Anyway, now, one thing you need to be aware of, if you look at the tweeter, it's slightly off center. Now that's supposedly supposed to give it, a smoother treble. Oh, okay. So because it's off center, you need to have the tweeters on the inside and the W on the outside. Okay. Now I've seen a lot of reviewers, controversial, who had them the wrong way round. I'm not going to say who, you can look for yourself, okay? But just because someone talks like a 1950s newsreader, okay, doesn't mean they're always right, all right? So you need to look and check which way, because I was thinking, they're off center, because I made me think, they're off center, which way do they go? I just Googled it. You know, I sort of, right, okay, the W goes on the outside. So if you do get these, make sure the tweeter's on the inside and the W's on the outside. Right. Another thing to be aware of is this. Now, I don't think they play well with AV receivers. So I plugged it into my Marantz Cinema 70S. And in stereo, it gives out 75 watts per channel, which is enough power for them. It should be more than enough, okay? And on a lot of these AV amps, you can change the ohm rating. So this is, I think, its default setting is 8 ohms. Well, these are 6 ohm speakers dip into 4. So I had to go into the settings and change it to 6 ohms. Now, the problem is, it's not and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's variable. It's just set at 6 ohms. Even though they sounded really good, I'm not going to say they sounded bad, okay, they sounded really good. I thought, let me go and get my Wharfedale RAO1 amplifier. That's only 40 I think 40 or 45 watts per channel RMS. But on the back there's a sticker and it says rated 4 to 8 ohms. So I plugged them into the RAO1, quite a bit of a difference. And maybe that's why the Cambridge EVA 150 sounded better than the Marantz Cinema 40. They just don't seem to play well with AV receivers. And it might be something to do with them dipping to 4 ohms, whereas an integrated amp that's rated 4 to 8 ohms can handle them much better. So I think these worked far better with my integrated amp than they did with my AV receiver. So something to be aware of, okay? And look, I've tested other speakers using both these amps and I've never heard much of a difference. It's only until I got these have I ever heard such a big difference, but it was big enough for me to notice without even AB in them. That when I put it on the integrated amplifier, the bass just opened up and went much deeper, much more punchy. Wharfedale recommend running these in for about 30 to 35 hours, I think. I've been running them in all day. I've had the bass turned up a little bit, treble turned up a bit on lower volume, okay, just letting it play all day. So they're running a bit. They've probably had about 8 hours of running time. Not perfect, but so far I've been really impressed with them. They go quite deep in the bass department. So much so that depends on what music you listen to, I suppose. But the music I listen to, I probably don't need a subwoofer. If you really want tons of bass, then maybe you do. But I feel they go deep enough without a sub. Especially on, not so much with the AV receiver, but definitely with the integrated amplifier. Anyway, you know how much I like a sound test on this channel. God, I love a sound test. So I'll tell you what I'll do, right? Rather than just play a sound test of the Wharfedales, let's compare them to the BMW 606 anniversary speakers and see how they compare against each other. It's not really a fair comparison, is it? You know, I mean, they are like, what, triple the size of the BMWs? But the BMWs, you know, they do punch a little bit above this size in the bass department, so it'll be good to compare and do an A-B comparison. And also what I'll do a short comparison, and I'll put another video on my channel, and maybe I'll call it the extended cut, okay? The extended version, director's cuts, whatever, okay? And I'll play more tracks. It'll just be a video of comparing these speakers. You won't see me going, "Oh, the devil are you," and all that. It'll just be a sound comparison, okay? But it'll have more tracks so you can compare the speakers side by side. Anyway, let's get on to the sound comparison. Yoink.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the face, yeah. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up in the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing. Sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown. Keeping my way in to be put down. It ain't your place, I'll get my sound. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the losing fits, I'm losing shit. The stupid if you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose your gift. Oh, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
What do you reckon on that then? Oh, well, for me, I think the Wharfedales were quite a bit better. The bass went deeper. The 606s, the bass was decent actually, really good. And I would say that the Wharfedales went deeper, but the 606s were a bit punchier, and you will find that because they have a smaller bookshelf. But when it comes to overall bass, the Wharfedales were, quite a bit better. Mid-range also went to the Wharfies, the Lintons, and it helps having a dedicated mid-range, of course. Much richer mid-range. Bit more laid back, I would say, but all in all, mid-range is for the Wharfies. And when it comes to the top end, now, I've discussed it in the past, a lot of people hate these 606 anniversaries because they're too bright on the top end. And to be fair, they can get a bit fatiguing after about 45 minutes to an hour long listening. With the Lintons, I've been playing these over 2 days and I can't stop listening to them. I literally have played them for hours upon hours and they're not fatiguing at all. So the top end's much less fatiguing and very smooth. It's not that it's, rolling off or anything. It's just a very nice treble on it. I would say, though, that if you're looking for every last little bit of detail out of a song, you're probably not going to get it out of the Lintons. They're detailed enough for me, but if you're looking for every little ounce of detail, you're not going to get it. I would even say that the 606s were a little bit more detailed, a little bit more analytical than the Lintons. But saying that, I still prefer the Lintons. Now, I've thrown everything at these Lintons. Everything. I can't stop listening to the bloody things. It's so good. Eminem. So Eminem, tried a bit of Eminem. The bass line was just fantastic. Bruce Hornsby in the range, the way it is. The piano on that was just phenomenal. I know it's a cliche, but it did sound like the piano was in the room. Really, no, I'm doing that like I can play a piano. I can't, just making it up. I don't know. And also played a bit of Faith No More.
You want it all, but you can't have it.
So what I think overall with the Lintons, right for the frequency range, they're really good. They don't do anything wrong at all. And the bass is really quite something. As opposed to look, if you want something that's like the 606s are in your face. But the Lintons are a bit more laid back, okay? So if you want something that's in your face, then maybe you need to look for a different speaker. But if you want something you can really enjoy and listen to for hours and hours and hours and hours, then the Lintons. I only paid 270 quid for the 606s. And I paid 1,200 quid for this. Are they £900 better? It's hard to say. Depends. They are better. They are better. £900 better? I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll catch you in the next one.